Hello and welcome to Practical Research 1. Uh, Today it's our week 13 for the second grading as well. So we will be focusing on the first part ng Module 14 ninyo entitled Data Collection through Observation and Interviews. So quick reminders, attendance and participation. Accomplish nyo lang palagi yung inyong online class attendance and modular class attendance. This will be counted after the second grading, at the end of the second grading. So participate by commenting your questions and watching the video lessons. There are some information na wala sa module ninyo and there are some information na medyo mahirap iintindihin or i-clarify sa pagbabasa lang. So this video lesson is intended for clarifications ng mga nasa module ninyo. So just prepare pen and paper para while you are watching this video lesson, you can take note of new information. And please prepare your Module 14, Observation and Interview Procedures and Skills. And for our next week's topic, Drawing Out Patterns and Themes from Data. Pero isang module lang sila. Okay? So, what do we need to learn from this video lesson? So, after this lesson, you should be able to follow steps in collecting data through observation and interviews. I know na it was already or these are already were already discussed last week and last week, but then again, when it comes to observation and interviews or data collection, it is a systematic method of collecting and measuring data. Meaning to say, we need to follow specific process or specific steps. Hindi lang tayo basta-basta pupunta doon, mag-i-interview. Okay? So, for senior high school, you will only be focusing on using observation and interview right now para ma-familiarize kayo. Kasi by the time na kayo ay mag-college or mag-higher education, so hindi lang observation and interview ang pwede niyong gawin. Okay? So, interview. So, again, interview involves collection of data through verbal interaction. Makikipag-usap kayo. And sa interview, po pwedeng hindi siya isang beses lang. Okay? Po pwedeng, for example, every week nyo siyang pupuntahan. O kaya every other day. Okay? So, hindi ibig sabihin na nag-interview kayo is one-stop shop lang siya. Na parang pumunta lang kayo doon, then you will gather all the data that you need. Po pwedeng series yung inyong gagawing interview. So, interview is usually used sa qualitative research, kaya nga it's a qualitative method of data collection. And kadalasan siyang ginagamit ng mga qualitative researchers kasi ang mga nakukuha nilang information ay in-depth. Ibig sabihin malalalim yung mga responses, malalalim yung data. Marami silang pwedeng makuhang interpretation. Okay? So, ito na yung mga na-discuss natin last week or last week. So, interview types are structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. So, for interview procedures and guidelines, this is actually from Metzler of 1989. So, these are the steps or the guidelines na dapat nating, that basically we are following. Again, we need to first define the purpose. What is your SOP? Okay. Next, you need to conduct background research. So if you do know your SOP or statement of the problem, so what is your problem all about? Ano bang alam natin sa problem mo ngayon? Okay? Then, once we know the purpose and some information sa ating research topic, that's the time that we can request an interview appointment. So once they have approved yung inyong interview appointment, you need to plan the interview. Hindi kayo po pwedeng sumabak doon sa um, interview nang wala kayong alam tungkol sa purpose o statement of the problem ninyo? Siyempre, meet your respondents. After meeting the respondents, you need to make sure na nakuha nyo yung consent niya, na pumayag siya. For example, may mga key informants kasi na ayaw nagpapa-video o kaya ayaw nagpapa-record ng boses. So, again, karapatan nila yon. Kung ayaw nila, hindi tayo po pwedeng magpilit. Kasi baka magalit sila o baka mamaya hindi nila kayo bigyan ng matinong sagot. Okay? Then, initiate by starting your first question. So, after you have finished your question, you can now take down notes o kaya i-organize nyo na yung inyong data. Then, analyze ninyo yung buong nangyari, yung data sa kayong interview. Again, define ninyo yung inyong SOP, problem history or problem background. Anong alam natin sa problema ninyo para matulungan kayong gumawa ng tanong. Mag-request kayo ng appointment, mag-plan kayo ng mangyayari nung sa interview na yon, then kitain nyo na siya, tapos mag-collect na kayo ng data by answering the question and recording yung kanyang mga responses. After na-record na, after the interview, magpaalam na kay respondents or kay key informants, then analysis of data na tayo. So once you follow these basic guidelines, I assure you na hindi kayo magkakaroon ng problema sa pagkuha ng information through interview. So if you have questions doon sa interview process or procedure, baka may nakaligtaan tayo or may clarification kayo, comment lang. Okay? So moving on, we do have observation. Again, observation is a method sa pagmamonitor. It can either be kasama ka ng key informants mo or you are away o malayo kayo sa kanila or hindi nyo sila kasama. So, normally for observation, you are using your sense of sight mostly. Minsan hindi kailangan magsalita o hindi kailangan makipag-usap. So, most likely si observation, more on kung ano nakikita natin, yun yung kinukuha natin. So, sabi nga again, observation is the best a qualitative research method or data collection method kasi it provides you all the information from word, from emotion, from gestures, from behavior. So, marami kang makukuhang data. Lalong-lalo na kung ikaw ay psychologist o kaya ay behaviorist. So, perfect sa iyo ang observation. Okay? So, again, you can be participant or non-participant. For observation, we need to identify again yung types of observation. Kasi last week, dalawa lang yung naibigay sa inyo, participant saka non-participant. But you don't need to be confused kasi yung 2 and 3, they are under non-participant. Okay? So, participant observation, ibig sabihin, ito yung in-explain ko sa inyo before, kasama kayo ng participant nyo. Okay? Kailangan, for example, kung gusto nyo alamin yung kultura, kailangan yung manirahan sa kanila. That's participant observation. So, and sometimes we are calling this immersion. Mag-i-immerse kayo dun sa lugar para may ramdaman ninyo or ma-experience nyo yung na-experience sila. So, next we have direct observation and indirect observation. So, pag direct observation, you are actually using as well technology. For example, video and audio recording. So, you are there, pero you are not in contact with your respondents or key informants. For example, nasa isang area lang yung inyong key informant, tas pinapanood nyo sila sa CCTV, pwede yan. Hindi kayo pwede makialam. Basta nandun sila, nanonood ka. Okay? When we talk about indirect observation, si participants sa kasi direct, most of the time, yung timeline, magkasabay kayo ni participant at ni researcher. Nasa iisang time lang sila. Pero pagdating kay indirect observation, this can actually happen sa mga investigations ng mga recorded videos o kaya naman ay mga recorded historical artifacts. So that is indirect observation. So let's proceed. Okay, so that's the end of our topic. So if you do have any questions, please comment on this video post lang pag may clarification kayo. Tanong nyo lang sa akin sa GC, okay? So hope you learned something on this video lesson and have a great day. By next week, we'll discuss the second part of Module 14.